The members of Group C engaged in conversation to process the readings by addressing some of the guiding questions and landed on several themes and important points that we highlighted in our discussions. I will begin by discussing the themes that I saw in the discussion of Slater, and then I will discuss other points that were found in Flinders and Thornton. The two overarching themes I saw in Slater was the positive effect of democratic teaching and how it would impact learning positively, and the negative effect of the corporatocracy and standardized testing as well as merit-based pay. I will begin by discussing the positive effects found in democratic teaching. We can see that within these two schools of education, democratic and in the corporatocracy, they both promote student learning. However, democratic learning fosters critical thinking while the corporatocracy encourages factual knowledge. Within democratic teaching, Steph as well as others highlighted how teachers are able to address diversity within the classroom and teach students how to hold debates and other intellectual discussions in which differing viewpoints are valid. There is a lot of discussion in the group to avoid teaching to the test and using time in the classroom to expand our students' thinking effectively. We then started divulging into how the corporatocracy affects us. One of the main themes we found in how it affects us is through standardized testing and merit-based pay. Trish drew an important connection between our reduction of freedom as teachers, which Donald also highlighted, and the effects of No Child Left Behind and the Common Core. Donald highlighted not just how teachers have now more increased workloads, but the importance of exciting projects and exposing students to more than just academics. And I completely agree with those ideas. And Kelly really talked about how democracy allows us to teach students what they need to know rather than teach to a test and build discourse. So we all agreed that the corporatocracy creates a necessary competition from both students and teachers, and that it is a negative effect on both communities. I will now address the themes found in Flinders and Thornton's readings. The majority of the group found they resonated strongly with the readings of Dewey. One of the themes we really latched onto was the importance of equipping students with the skills they need to critically think and function in society, and the idea that these ideas will benefit them in the long run through social-emotional learning. Steph really emphasized that social-emotional learning skills and learning targets should be added to the curriculum, and that the natural growth of these skills should evolve from year to year. I 100% agree with Steph, and I find that my students from multiple different backgrounds, regardless of where they come from, really need an opportunity to address, their emotions, how they deal with various situations, and I want to find a way to implement that into the classroom through journal writing or more. And we really begin to discuss like PBIS and morning meetings and different ways that we could really bring it into the classroom. Trish made a really important comparison between Dewey and Slater and landed in the same place that we did. And that was that social progress was equipping young people with the tools to navigate through trauma and tension. Lastly, our group chose to discuss Bobbitt. And the overarching theme for Bobbitt, I would say, was probably frustration with his short-sightedness, especially as it connected to our teaching on a regular basis and its connection to the corporatocracy. While we all see that Bobbitt's intention was not harmful, he wanted students to be prepared for adulthood, we see how the thinking is flawed. Trish really explains why that's a problem, because she says an adult must be able to do and understand for some type of work, mostly vocational, and what we need is a more general complex approach to curriculum that focuses on problem solving, not rote memorization. Steph talks about how it's important that instead of spending time focusing on curriculum, and we could spend more time building well-rounded lessons with abstract thinking and social skills in mind if we stop this constant pressure to teach to the test, teach the test, teach the test. And Kelly emphasizes that while Bobbitt's focus is on preparing students for the current jobs at the time, there is a contradiction in this modern world because we don't know the jobs that those students are going to hold in the future. And that makes us more intentional about teaching students to be prepared for anything that might come to them. We all agree that students know what the world needs to know, that we all agree that students need to know what the world expects of them when they leave us. And our challenge is that they should also be functioning, empathetic humans and citizens. And this is really where Bobbitt diverged from the other writers. Finally, I would like to close with a quote from Kelly. Do we teach children to know or teach children to think? It seems like there has been a constant battle between these two extremes, and the pendulum keeps oscillating back and forth. I think, with most things, the Goldilocks answer is somewhere between the two extremes. Thank you so much.